what beautiful memories may have been created from these Thanksgiving themed ideas? Well, you got to stay in here to find out what these storytelling streamers have in store for us. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask all of our storytellers to please request the box. This is a random order, so whoever requests the box, I will just be randomly selecting guests. So, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I'm going to welcome every one of you. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Thank you for supporting featured content here on the app. Thank you for supporting and being here for your friends, even if you're just here to watch and give them some support in the comments. Thank you for that. We all need that bit of encouragement. It is not easy to put yourself out and tell your story, something you've created, and have everyone be hanging on to your words. So quite an act of bravery, quite a creative feat for anyone who would like to promote their streams. So I encourage you to do it all. If there's any negative comments in the chat, they will get removed. We have a zero tolerance for encouraging bad behavior in the chat. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, we want to make sure we're supporting. We have a lot of other comments in your vocabulary you can use. And if you think that you have so much to say in the comments about what people are doing, why don't you hit that Instagram and send me a message and you be a part of the show. If you got so much to say, here's the place for it. You can get up and do it yourselves. But for everyone who is on the show, thank you, thank you, thank you. Good job. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, also, the top supporter of the stream at 4 o'clock will be decided as our gold king or queen, because, the girls got the monies. So, ladies and gentlemen, be that number one gifter at 4 o'clock, and you'll get a shout out on IG, and I will tag everyone involved. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if y'all want to boss up and be a real MVP, y'all take it from these queens, but I said what I said. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, may I introduce our first guest. Her name is Shy, and she will have an opportunity to introduce herself, and then she's going to tell us her tale and spin on Once Upon a Thanksgiving. Shy, welcome, and thank you so much for being a guest. If you'd like to go ahead and introduce yourself and then jump right into your story for us today.
All right. Well, thank you all for coming. Those of you that know me, I am Shy. Those of you that don't know me, please fave me and come and get to know me. Would love that. I do have some up and coming events. And so this December the 23rd, I will be participating in Top Badge Chronic Chris's auction. Look out for that. In the new year, 2024, me and my number one, Blue Bridge, will be hosting our first Battle Royale. So please tap into that. And I am here to tell Once Upon a Thanksgiving Medj story. So I was out and about, doing the things that you do as a family on a Thanksgiving day. And so a big family gathering, looking forward to all of the festivities of eating, the funs and the jokes, watching the Cowboys play, because we all know on Thanksgiving Day, it's a tradition for the Cowboys to play. So I am enjoying this beautiful Thanksgiving Day with my, enormous family, all of the different personalities, all of the different, taste buds. We all are joining together. We are talking about, our future plans, the things that we've done over the year, and just enjoying ourselves, the normal, traditional thing. So, there are family members that want to step out. Some people like to be outside during the holidays. Some people like to be inside. So we were going to step out, me and some of my family members. We were just going to take a run to the store. So we get in the car and, we do the things that you do in the car. We're adjusting the mirrors, adjusting, the seats, because no one ever takes the car that they drove. They always want to take the best car, right? That car may not be the most easiest car to get out of the driveway, to get out of out of the establishment, that you're at. But hey, you want to take the best car. So you're getting all those things ready, making sure that music is bumping. On the way to the store, we hit a pothole. It wasn't that bad, but it kind of shook. It shook some things that were in the car. So, there were some ashes, that kind of spilled, and there were some beverages that kind of spilled. And so we're like, when we get to the gas station, we need to also clean the car. So we're at the gas station, and we're inside. All of a sudden, as we are talking to the cashier, a car comes into the gas station with us. It bypasses the fact that it's people there. It bypasses the fact that there's a parking lot that tells you to stop. And now there's a car inside of the gas station with us. And we're like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. We almost died. We almost died today from this car that almost hit us while we were in the gas station. So the attendant wanted us all to stay, but we were like, no, ma'am, we almost died today. And it's still Thanksgiving Day. We still have festivities. We still got to clean this car of these ashes and these beverages. And we got to get back with this ice because we did this store run. So we were like, we weren't really a part of this. Our lives were almost took, but it wasn't. Thanksgiving Day. We're thankful that our lives did not go away. And so we got in our car and we drove away. This time we missed that pothole though, because we saw that pothole. Yeah. We didn't hit no more potholes on the way back home. But when we got home, they were like, where's the ice? We was like, oh my God, you're right. You're right. But we almost died today. Like, let us tell y'all about the drive to the store. Like, we were going to the store to get the ice. And we took the bestest car, the car that was the bestest, not the one that was easiest to get to, but the bestest car of all the cars. And we hit a pothole on the way. But listen, when we was at the store, somebody drove into the store, like bypassed everything, bypassed the parking lot, bypassed the glass. There was no brick there, but I mean, just shattered everything. And we almost died today. So somebody else can go get the ice because we're not going back out into the world. We're gonna stay here with the festivities and with the food and with the family that we love. And this is where we was well because yeah, we almost died today on Thanksgiving Day. It's a story to tell.
It's a death finale for me. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're now tuning in, you are listening to Shy. She's a streamer here right on the app, and she was giving her tale of once upon a Thanksgiving. Girl, that certainly was a story, and we're still looking for the eyes. Did you get the eyes?
No, somebody else had to go get the ice because we almost died. We almost died.
Okay, we needed something a little bit more dramatic for that dying part. All right. So next time we need a little bit more dramatics,
Got it, got it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please hit her up with a favorite. Go join her streams. And at the end, I'll allow everyone to box up again and talk a little bit more of their upcoming activities. But for right now, I'm going to ask all of our storytelling guests to please request the box. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are now joining our stream for the first time, or if you're a returning viewer, thank you, thank you, thank you, and welcome to Once Upon a Mess Story, a creative and a competitive storytelling show here on the app every Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you'd like to be a guest, please feel free to send me a message, or you've got Emoji J. He's here in the comments. He also does our introduction. So if you can reach out to either one of us or Barriqua Queen, and we'll be happy to get you involved with the upcoming theme. Next week theme is called Mej and the Scarecrow, and we're looking for 4 more guests. So we are looking for guests for next week. We're looking for 4 guests, and the theme is Mej and the Scarecrow. So if you think you can come up with a pretty interesting story, reach out to us. We'll get you in there. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Also, if you're the number 1 gifter at 4 o'clock, you will be the gold king or queen and get a shout out on IG. So please make sure you're sending me a photo of yourself. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, may I introduce our next guest? He goes by Mr. Fix It Brad, and he is going to introduce himself. And then Brad is going to jump into his story of Once Upon a Thanksgiving. Make sure you hit him up with a favorite. Hi, Brad. Welcome and thank you for doing the
No,
show. How are you?
good. So about me, I'm just getting back to streaming again. Took another little bit of time off.
Nice.
Uh, so just go into the story. I'm gonna tell a
Please do,
story
whenever you're
about.
ready.
I'm gonna tell a story about the worst Thanksgiving dinner, also the funniest Thanksgiving dinner. If it could go wrong, it went wrong. We so my whole family, we all get together, all my aunts and uncles, all the cousins. We're all sitting around the table. My grandfather was there with his uh, forks to pick up the turkey. Gets the turkey about halfway up and falls on his chest, all the way down his pants, rolls down his pants, catches it with his foot, picks it back up like it's a football, and puts it back on the plate. So we're sitting there. He had to go change, comes back out, carves the turkey. Everything's doing great. And then uh, my grandma gets the stuffing out. Didn't tell you when she changed the recipe. So we're sitting there getting ready to eat. We all taste the stuffing and think it's my grandma's best stuffing she's ever made again. Take a bite and it's just the most awful tasting food I've ever had. So we're trying to be nice and eat the stuffing. My grandfather finally takes a bite and looks at my grandma and goes, "What the fuck did you do?" Oh, sorry. What did you do to this stuffing? My grandma started crying, runs off into the bedroom. We're sitting there, and my uncle goes, "Jesus, it's hot in here. I'm gonna turn the fan on." Turns the fan on, mouse poop everywhere, just flies out of the fan. My grandma comes back out. We're all sitting there trying to talk, trying to get over the mouse poop, and she comes out and goes, "Why are you guys laughing? And what's that smell?" My grandpa goes, "Oh, that was just the mouse poop that flew out of the ceiling fan when Wes turned on the fan." She goes, "You mean we turned on the fan that I haven't used in 10 years?" And after that, everything got back to normal. We sat down, we had our dinner, and I probably ate 4 or 5 pellets of mouse poop, but all right, that's about all I have.
All right, we're gonna start putting in that. Ask our guests to say the end because we're waiting for were you rushed to the hospital? Was the after effects? Should we consider including that as part of our diet? Is it a health thing? We're waiting for the rest of this story because there must be a part two. Because if are you trying to tell us that your stomach was able to withstand all of that?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I said we give him the extra point just for eating all of that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please make sure you hit up Mr. Fix It Brad with a favorite. Go join his streams when you see him go live. Maybe he can tell you the rest of the story. Maybe he's keeping the rest of it a little bit of a mystery for us. So you may have to find out a little bit more about the rest of the story when you go join his streams. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome and thank you so much for being either a storytelling guest, a viewer, or a judge or an admin here on my show. Thank you so much. Without further ado, I'm going to introduce our next guest, who is no stranger to being quite of an interesting character, always has some interesting and famous uh, verses that he does here on the app. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are not familiar with this streamer, get acquainted. He's possibly going to be our next top badge. Ladies and gentlemen, with the whole city behind him, Lucifer.
Thank you. I
Welcome,
appreciate
welcome,
everybody for
welcome.
watching and thank you for being here.
All right. So we're please make sure everyone hits up Lucy with a favorite and get ready to tune into his story of Once Upon a Thanksgiving.
All right, so let's get to it. The roads were in shambles, but I still walked, allowing memories to guide me back. We were taken during the war. After we won, they opened the gates to the camps. No one said a word. Then they did. The last one of us that were left watched and waited. We waited for 3 days watching the doors hang open. No one moved. We knew it was a setup. Finally, a woman just got up and walked out. When we didn't hear any gunshots, those that were left just started walking. I had no one and very little energy. And the only thing I told myself was to get home. I walked for what I felt like forever. Upon entering my town, the signs which once greeted you with fantastic colors and the phrases, the best town on earth, lay abandoned in ruins on the side of the road. I stopped, take a deep breath, looking ahead. I can only feel my eyes swelling with tears, but I couldn't let them fall. Not yet. The best town on earth had laid in crumbles. I continued to my walk. Glass windows shattered. Stored goods lay in this array. Along the streets, looking around, I wondered if I was the only one. I just had to get home. The evening was growing into night. I needed to get home. The cold wind started up, and I felt myself sore in pain, trying my best to get my feet to hurry. Take me home, I pleaded. Light was slipping into darkness. I started finding myself tripping over the uneven roads. My body felt like it was going to give out. I looked up and saw half a building standing from distance. Ahead, my eyes stinging from what kept me awake for too long, lips chapped from the cold air. Was that a light? I tried to squint. In my mind, playing tricks on me, it looked like the shadows of a candle. Playing off a wall, stopped for the first time in forever, aching body frozen. Is it? It's a candle. Let out a cry. I need to get there. I'm not alone. With every bit of strength I had left, I took off as my fast body couldn't move. I didn't want the light to go out. I was here. I was here. Please. All I could think of was please, 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 falling into one step as I find a broken home. The candles flickering, brighter than it had been when I noticed he was still there. Pulled myself up through the first stairs. I need to get in. I finally reached the wooden door. My surprise is that it wouldn't still be in function. I placed my hand against the splintered frame. It was warm. I closed my eyes. I could feel him on the other side. I'm here. I whispered, tears ready to pour out. Not yet. I pushed open the door, and inside was a huge table. A table fit for a king, filled with everything you could possibly imagine. Hunger and torture had been the normal for so long. Candles filled the table, and their reflections danced, filling the room with comfort and warmth. On the other side of the table, a familiar face. I walked forward and took a seat. A huge turkey hindered my view, but I knew it was him. I clasped my hands together and bowed my head. I finally found the tears that fell of joy. In my home, I asked, my voice trembling. I didn't want to look up. I was scared of the answers. Took a deep breath, the defending silence being broken by his answer. You are welcome home. I looked up, and the empty, silent room was replaced with everyone I had lost at the camp. My family, my friends, my neighbor, each person smiling, talking, fixing themselves a plate of delicious food. I took one last look, wiping away all my tears, nodding. I look around, smiling. I begin to cut the turkey, for we are home. Now it's time to eat. I appreciate you.
Okay, we gotta really include the endings because some of these stories, how it comes off, I'm like sitting on the edge of my seat, literally waiting for the rest of it to keep going. You guys really have some amazing stories, and I'm sorry that the show is this limited that we can't have like a really good longer story. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, hit up Lucy with a favorite.
And I
Go
want
check out his streams.
and as an
Thank you so
artist,
much.
I didn't do this alone. I had help from Space World. I don't know if you guys know the streamer Space World. She helped me create the story, and just to be just to honor art and writing, I want to just give her credit a little bit too as well.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, there's nothing in the book that says we cannot get a little help from our friends. Nothing in the rule book that says we cannot get it. This is all about community. So thank you so much for bringing that up. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Lucifer, we'll wait right back in the audience. And in just a while, after the last story, the judges are going to be boxed up and they will give their feedback. And then they will be deliberating on the winner for today's storytelling show. All right. Thank you so much, Lucy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome to Once Upon a Mess Story. Wait, you gotta exit or well, the last time I tried to, we did it at the same time, and I crashed my stream. So I'm trying not to touch too much. New streamer here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're tuning in for the first time, uh, please, 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 please hit that star on my name you haven't already. And thank you, thank you, thank you for being a part of this show in whatever capacity. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, please reach out to myself or Emoji J or Barrico Queen or even any of the judges. If you're part of their family or anything, communication flows among everyone who's involved in the show, be it an admin or be it one of the judges. You can reach out to whoever you like that is connected with the show, and we'll get you right in. All right, ladies and gentlemen, in just a minute, we will hear from our next storyteller, but I'll do some big shout outs at this time. Ladies and gentlemen, right now, the number one gifter of the stream is Top Batch Smurfy, followed by, I believe it's Lucifer's Dark Angel, and we also have Lucifer himself. He's one of our storytellers here on the app, on the show. Please make sure you hit up the top three with a favorite. And at 4 o'clock, we will be determining who the number one gifter of the stream will be. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your support. This is what helps us to keep content more created on the show and encouraged and lasting here on the app. So thank you all. If I can't individually give everyone a shout out, I do appreciate all the gifts and the support from you all. All right, ladies and gentlemen, are we ready for our last storyteller? And I'm also giving the judges a little time. They take a lot of notes and they're very fair and they pay attention to every detail. So if you'd like to be a guest, they will give you some of the criteria. But I know definitely it hinges upon your backdrops, anything to enhance the story. If you have some fancy dialogue like talking from you across the pond or getting a nice French accent, or saying ciao or bellissima, anything you can do to make your stories fun and engaging. These are the little things that you can add to it that may help you to secure a win because it is a competitive show. If you haven't noticed, you see all these fine stories. Well, we pick one, the best one, and then every winner for the episode gets to battle it out with the rest of the winners for the season. So the judges are taking notes, ladies and gentlemen. They're watching because they want the best of the best to then compete for the ultimate storytelling champion at the end of this season. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm writing it down, raw music. I'm paying attention, making my notes. I have Raj written down, Kim Kai written down. I'm going to put Daddy King in there. Top at Daddy King. There's some respect on that man's name. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, and Faith. Faith has been a guest on the show before. She's really good, and she keeps getting more and more better every time she appears. I think the next time she might just take the whole damn thing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Charles. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, our last guest for today's show, Once Upon a Thanksgiving, please welcome Ace March to the show, and he's going to briefly introduce himself, and then he's going to jump right into his story for the show, Once Upon a Thanksgiving. Ace, thank you so much for being a part of the show.
Thank you for having me. Happy birthday, if that's actually real and your birthday. Happy birthday.
Not too much.
I am a little sick
Right in
under
the
the
middle of
weather.
the show. All right, good.
I'm a little sick and under the weather, so if I sound a little off, I'm sorry, guys, but I'm here. Didn't want to miss it. I appreciate you having me. Before I get started, I just want to let everyone know we have a big fave party at 8 p.m. tonight, so pull up with some live DJs. Come through. It's a lot of fun. Okay, so my story is actually one that I didn't remember too much until I spoke with my parents. I gave them a phone call because I knew I was going to be on the show and I wanted to hear about our Thanksgivings growing up and everything like that. So this is a pretty wild one. It's pretty crazy. So at my parents' house that I grew up, we have a fireplace there. So that fireplace, what that has is it's like an actual chimney fireplace that goes outside, and it's in the basement. It's in the family area where there's the bar, and everyone likes to have their drinks and cocktails after dinner and whatnot. So we went through our dinner. We had a wicked turkey. Everyone was there, the whole family. There's probably about 20, 25 people there. Kids running around, dogs running around, you name it. Turkeys not running, but being eaten. And it was just an absolute awesome Thanksgiving. Everything was going good until the alcohol started coming on to play. As you know, people get a little sloppy, emotions come out, and things start happening. Now, that's not what got crazy. What got crazy is that people were slightly intoxicated. And at this point, we started the fire pit up because everyone was going to put on a movie. We always like to do a movie, same kind of thing we do at Christmas as well. So we started the fireplace up. Well, all of a sudden, as the fire gets lit, it starts burning in the fireplace. All of a sudden, we start hearing this boom, 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 boom in the fire pit. Okay, and we start seeing some random weird colored smoke coming out of the fire pit. Well, not only once we turn the thing to have I forget what it's called, but the vent for the air to start going out to suction the fire through to the chimney, do we start seeing a little thing on fire running around in the fire pit? So we open the gate up, and it starts running around the house on fire. It's a squirrel. Okay, so this squirrel got in the chimney, came down, was living in there, had a whole house going on up in there. There's a nest in there and everything. Okay, and now we got this squirrel on fire, running around the house. Everyone's drunk. There's dogs now running around chasing it. It's on fire. We're trying to not have our house on fire. Okay, everyone's trying to catch a squirrel, but they don't want to touch it. It's now on fire. Like, it is just madness. Okay, I'm talking like just havoc. Okay, so not only is everyone full of turkey, they're tired, they're drunk, but we got a squirrel on fire and it's running around. Now, what we ended up doing is it was actually my old man, my father. He went and got a bucket of water, and he just stood up and he's like, "Everyone, shut up." And he's like, "Get out of the way." And he just grabbed a big bucket of water and hucked it across the whole room, not only soaking my grandparents, soaking everyone, but he took care of the squirrel. The thing was put out, and the squirrel just curled up. And not is this story done now? Does the dog come over, one of the dogs, grab the squirrel and run away all the way upstairs, and now the dog's trying to go eat the squirrel. So this squirrel is still alive at this point, and it's burnt. It's a hairless squirrel. I don't know if you've ever seen a hairless cat. This is a hairless squirrel. Okay. Now, and I'm telling you right now, that hair adds in. Those things are tiny. They're not a big animal. It looked like our turkey, but a lot smaller version. So the dog also got his turkey too, I guess. But we're going to call it a squirrel giving. I don't know. That's what it kind of was. I just want to let you know the squirrel ended up not being eaten. We actually put it in a box, babied it, gave it some water, gave it some food, tried to take care of it. It seemed like it was okay. We let it go. And the squirrel took off, ran off. I've never seen a squirrel since. There is a squirrel in the neighborhood still to this day. Don't know. This is years ago, years and years. This is over 20 years ago. But there's a squirrel that everyone says they run around and it's got a different color tail. And it's grown funny and it's all colored up. We think that that's the squirrel that got burnt and it grew back funny. So we don't know, but we think that's what it is. Anyways, long story short, everyone had a good time after that. We cleaned up. My grandparents were quite upset because they're old school. They're soaking water. They're all, angry. They came down for a vacation. They got soaked and almost lit the fire. And, you know what I mean? You know how parents are, grandparents, sorry. But we had a good time. We were all thankful for each other. We were still there. No one died. The squirrel didn't die. The only thing that kind of got taken out was the turkey. But, that's part of the giving of that day is to give some food for everyone and be thankful. That is the end of my story. The end. Thank you for having me, Mej. Happy birthday. Hello, everyone in the chat. I appreciate y'all. Come pull up. Give me a fave. I'm always around. We always put on a good show.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're tuning in for the first time and listening, that was Ace Marsh, and he was giving his take on Once Upon a Thanksgiving, the theme for today's show. And quite entertaining it was. I was ready for the part that they had the squirrel for Thanksgiving. I thought that was going to be like a side or something. That was the part I was waiting for. Definitely barbecue, so maybe some cranberries thrown in just for good nature. But definitely quite an interesting event. And I think, this is what the memories that we make from these events that last for such a long time with us. And we can tell future generations, and it's a good tale to keep, memories and everything alive. And what better place to share it but here with the community, with our friends. So great job to every single one of the guests for today. I think you've made the judges scoring quite difficult. So we'll see what the judges have to say in just a moment. I'm going to give them a few minutes, but if they can please request the box as I'm making introductions. And ladies and gentlemen, at 4 o'clock, the number one gifter of the stream right now, it's Top Badge Smurfy, Lucifer, and Top Badge Daddy King. The number one gifter of the stream at 4 o'clock will be the Gold King or Queen, as it is. She's reigning up high. Told y'all. And she's reigning on high. So whoever's the number one gifter at 4 o'clock will get a shout out on IG. And ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to be a guest here on the show, Nick Nation, if you'd like to be a guest, please make sure you're reaching out to me. And I am going to start reaching out to people myself. Pocahontas, if you'd like to be a guest, I'm going to write you down as well. And we'll get you with the themes. We usually give it to you in advance, so you're not on the day of, you're not surprised what the theme is. The next upcoming one is Mej and the Scarecrow. Ooh. Animal lives does matter, Jessica. I agree. So ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to be a guest on our show, please make sure you're reaching out to us. And if you've got an interesting story to tell based on the theme that you can create, and it can be all fictional, it can be based on a little bit of truth, it can be all truth. Just make it entertaining enough for the rest of us. And some of the things that the judges do look for is the appeal and the captivating of the audience and themselves. So, ladies and gentlemen, I encourage you all to be a part of the show. All right. Now the time we're waiting for is the judges' feedback. We've got 3 amazing top streamers here on the app. All 3 content creators. They all have a ton of shows here on the app, and they're going to tell you a little bit about them. But we've got Top Badge Smurfy from across the pond. And we also have Top Badge Winda. She's got her Friends Exposed. She's got her Ghetto Wingo game. And she also has the Chopping Block. Smurfy has, is it Business Smarts? And she does a ton of other activities, streamer introductions. She has our Kindest Project. So there's a ton of stuff that I know that Smurfy is currently doing. I believe it's on Mondays or Tuesday that she has her show. The time has changed. It used to be after mine. Ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, a content creator extraordinaire herself, the great Travel Bay that we've just mended or something. She'll know in a minute, but she better be in that box. She better be blinking in one of those boxes. But she's got a ton of shows herself. One of them is there is a Time to Sing, I believe, that I still have. That I'm one of the reigning champions. She's got her Time to Sing, and then on Sundays she's got an amazing show called Love Letters to Grief. Ladies and gentlemen, 3 amazing top badges here on the app. Please make sure you favorite all of them. In case I have said any of the shows incorrectly, charge it to my old head. I just look gorgeous, but I'm thousands of years old.
Why does Smurfy look so beautiful? I need her to get out the box.
Because I never be making an effort, and you're rolling here looking fire, and I was like, I'm not having this anymore.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Top Badge Smurfy, and I think Tom Smurfy is going to tell us a little bit of what the judges look for when they are giving their critiques and deliberating on the winner for today. All right, take it away, Smurfy.
Yeah, so we have a really, really tight scoring criteria, and I think it's good for several reasons. One, it makes sure everyone stays on track. You can get extra points. You can obviously not receive points, but also it means we can't just pick who we think is our favorite. It's a very fair, independent scoring system, and there are times we've had to go to bat in the group chat and do video calls and fight for why we picked or scored people why we did. So the things we look for are plot and narrative. So what is your content about? Is it on theme with what the show is about that particular week? Because that's really, really important. We've had a couple of people that didn't stay on theme, and we just can't give you any scores. And there's a max 3 points for each of these. So it's really important that you almost tick everything off. The second one is props, music, sound effects, costuming, and makeup. So if you don't do any of that, you are losing 3 points ultimately. So it's really important that you tick all of them off and try and come as big as you can with all of them. And then the third one is dramatic appeal. So hand gestures, eye contact. Are you making facial expressions relevant to the story you're telling? And then we get a bonus point, which sounds like a lot, but when Kitty Commander used to score, she would be doing like 0.375s and stuff, which makes it really difficult and confusing. So that's what we look for. So when you receive the flyer from the admins, please make sure you're ticking off everything that is on that flyer, because it really does boost your scores if you do.
Right. And your show is on Mondays?
Mondays at 4 p.m. Eastern, called Do You Know? Yeah, so I'm on my third featured show. So we changed it up as a game show. Anyone's welcome. Hit me up on Instagram. It's just a super fun show.
Can I sing for the intro? I know a
You
song.
do whatever you want. As long as you don't get banned, you good.
Okay, fair enough. All right. Thank you so much, Top Hat Smurfy. You want to give us your feedback on?
I didn't know, because I know Travel can't stay long, so I didn't know whether Travel, if you wanted to go first with your feedback, because you were saying
Yes, please. Hi everybody. I'm so glad that me and Mitch were able to make up. But the show was good today. I feel like overall they could have did a little bit better. I was trying to be generous with my score, but then I realized the other judges were not playing any games. So I will say I felt like the most
snitching us out.
they're not playing with y'all. But I agree. Like, I just want to say, like, if you're going to be on the show, I will say that you guys probably want to go ahead and make sure that, there's some music, there's some background, there's some entertainment factor to it to make it more entertaining. But overall, I feel like everybody did a really good job. You want me to give notes on each person or just overall?
Yeah, if you can just give a brief feedback on the four
Okay.
guests.
I feel like with the first story, Shy, I feel like she did a really good job. At first, when I started listening to the story, I thought I came in late. I was like, is she introducing herself or is this the story? But then I kind of caught on that she was telling a story, but I feel like she could have gave us a little bit more, but I feel like it was still kind of entertaining. I feel like the second guy, he did a good job. But I was kind of confused. I was like, is he coming back? Like, did his phone die? Because I feel like it was like a cliffhanger. Like there was something that I didn't get at the end. And listening to Lucifer, what is this show that the movie? It was kind of like a hip hop opera or something they did a couple of years ago where the whole story was like in rap. I feel like I was watching that, but it was in a good way though. So I feel like he did a really, really good job. And then the last person, I feel like they did good as well. But I think definitely adding in some music, making sure the background is good with some more dramatic effects makes it even better.
Got you. All right. Thank you so much, Top Batch Travel Bay. Did I miss any of the shows or things that you do? I know your Sunday show, and you've also got Time to Sing is it Thursday or?
Oh, well, I have a show every day of the week. Yeah. Yes, Thursdays at 2. I have a show every day of the week. It's on my Instagram. My 3-year anniversary just passed on the 29th, so I am hosting my final rose auction for the year. And I think I'm going to be only doing one next year. So that's next Saturday. So if anybody wants to be in it, I do have about 8 slots still left open. So that's what we're doing next Saturday. But that's about it.
Gotcha.
All right. Love you guys. I have to go.
All right.
Thank you. Okay, shall I go?
Yeah, go.
Okay, so Shai started off first. I was a little bit like Travel to begin with. I was just I was writing your name at the top, and then I realized you started, but I didn't realize immediately that you started. I thought you were still doing your intro, but it kind of circled back around for me. It was the way you kept saying we almost died on Thanksgiving. That kept echoing in the background, almost like when you are telling us, or you read like a short story and you have that same narrative that keeps coming back. I thought that was really clever to do that. And you kind of ended on it. You started with it, you done it in the middle, and you ended on it. So I really like that. Shai's voice is everything. I feel like whenever you are speaking. You have such a way with how you speak and the tone of your voice, and how, you know, the rate in which you speak is perfect. It's like, it's clear, it's concise, it's slightly sexy, and who doesn't like a sexy voice? But you retained eye contact, which is really, really important, because it draws us into your story as well as what you're telling us. So I really enjoyed that. You had humor, which seemed natural, with the car being able to pull out the driveway. Car needed to be cleaned. You pulled into the gas station. Then the other car, I think it hit you, but then I was a little bit like, did it hit you or did it almost hit you? I got a little bit confused, but I think that was more me than you. But then you rolled back to a bit of humor with avoiding the pothole on the way back. So I thought that was really good as well. I think it was very dramatic in your storytelling, and I enjoyed the content. I would have loved to have seen some props, or maybe like the sound of a car, or something would have been great, because that would have given you more points. So we couldn't score you on them elements. So I would have loved to have seen something like that, or I don't know, the sound of a car pulling away, or the sound of a crash, or something like that would have been great, because then we could have scored you in that category, and we couldn't because of that. But again, you ended it again with the "we almost died today on Thanksgiving Day," which I loved. I really loved that you kept circling back to that. Mr. Fix-It Brad was up next. We had this story traumatized me. We had the family Thanksgiving dinner. Grandpa was eating. I wasn't sure whether he dropped the turkey before it got to the table and didn't tell anyone, or he dropped it, his own portion, at the table. I was a little bit confused. Then we had grandma with the stuffing recipe, changed it. It was terrible. The mouse poop that came out the fan. So you all ate mouse poop. And I think I would just like to top it off that the moral of this story is you can't eat at everybody's house. You just can't eat at everybody's house. Okay. But overall, it was a great job. I think you should come back. I think it'll be good for you to come back. We've seen many people that come on the show, and it is nerve-wracking when you first come on here. But I think if you come back, it will become natural for you, and it will help with confidence as well. So I would love to see you come back. Then we had Lucifer. You had the music in the background, which I picked up on straight away. I put it down as spoken word, and it was powerful. You spoke clearly, even though the pace was fast. It was passionate. We had the journey home. I loved how descriptive you were in how you spoke. So you said things like, you talked about the road, the cold, the chapped lips, the splinters from the door frame. All of that was so good to draw us into the story and paint the vision for us, as well as hearing the words. You were clearly prepared. We had, you know, the hunger, the familiar faces at the Thanksgiving dinner. I don't know. I didn't know what else to put other than it was incredibly powerful. I feel like if everyone takes things and interprets things slightly differently, right? And I interpreted it as, you know, when you went to that Thanksgiving Day, everybody you'd lost along the way had been there, and it was a celebration of you all coming back together and being one, which I thought was really beautiful. But obviously with the sad tale, because how I'm interpreting is you've then passed, and that's why you get to see all your loved ones. But it was a really beautiful way to tell the story. So I really, really enjoyed that. So well done to you. And last but not least, yes, Ace was last. We had the fireplace with the chimney and the poor traumatized squirrel that was set on fire. Then it was running around the house, and it was very dramatic. The house was almost set on fire. Uncle put the squirrel out, but then the dog came and tried to eat the squirrel. I was quite exhausted by the end of it, but you know, very dramatic in your storytelling. Very well done, and congratulations to everybody.
Yeah. Thank you, Top Ass Murphy. No, I did unblock your main account. I did. I know. I did unblock your main account. Anyway, site stuff. No, don't kick it. Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce my next top badge judge, Winda. And Winda's going to add on anything that I may have missed about her intro. Maybe she wants to include the pause.
Hi, everybody. Yes, Mej got my 3 shows, even the ghetto wingo, like he calls it. And I'm going to get him on the ghetto game and see how much he really likes it or not. So my shows are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If anybody wants to be on them, just let me know, and I will direct you to whatever admin directs. I have 3 admins. They each direct a different show. Tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, we're having a paw crawl. So if anybody wants to go visit new streamers, come join me. We're going to meet in my stream at 7:15, and then we're going to head out to all the different streams. And, you know, just go give new streamers some diamonds and some views, and some of you might even get some faves in there. So if you are interested, just come into my stream, okay? All right. So I love the fact that Travel Bay kind of, you know, snitched me and Smurfy out, that we're a lot tougher.
threw us under the bus.
And as Murphy, you know, I missed you last week because I had to do your intro, and you do it so much better with that beautiful accent, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I was like, when is she coming back, Midge? I don't like saying the first part. Okay, so I will say today, I'm going to tell almost every single one of them, slow down. You guys were speaking so fast that I didn't catch a lot of the stories, because by the time I was listening to this point, you were already 3 steps ahead because you were going so fast. And I know you guys can get, especially if this is your first time, your nerves kick in and you just want to speak really, really quickly. But you also have 3 judges that are trying to listen and understand the story that you're giving. And if you're speaking so fast, we're not going to catch every point that we want to hear. We want to hear the story. We want to understand everything. We want to know what's going on. So that's the one thing I want to say. Next time you guys come on, just keep in the back of your mind, slow down when you speak. I did the part of the ice. I'm like, okay, poor Ice got left behind. Nobody gets to drink any margaritas, any drinks, nothing, because there was no ice for that first one. Shy, next time, bring the ice, leave the cars, okay? But overall, I thought it was a really cute story. Just like everybody else has said, when you're going to start your story, just let it know you're starting, because it did sound like you were into your intro. And halfway through is when I realized you were actually telling your story and not telling us your intro. For Brad, yeah, I'm never visiting your house for food. I'm never going anywhere near you for any type of dinner. You can invite me to any restaurant and I will be there. But other than that, yeah, not happening. But yes, the dramatic endings are great for us judges. We love dramatic endings. So when you guys just kind of end in story right there without going into something else, it kind of leaves us with a cliffhanger of like, okay, what happened to the dog? Did they end up at the hospital? What, you know, what we need more. We need more. So work on the endings. Other than that, everything else was good. Right. Lucifer. So for Lucifer, I did love the music right off the bat. I was a little confused about the story a little bit, and until I started kind of paying attention a little bit more of what he was trying to do, and then I understood what the story was about. I love the dramatic ambience he was giving throughout the whole story. I will say, if anybody ever watches zombie movies or, you know, The Walking Dead, I swear to God, I thought he was talking about The Walking Dead for a minute, where where, you know, everybody dies and he's there by himself in the city and he's like, you know, kind of like really sad. And then I'm like, oh, wait, he's not. This isn't The Walking Dead. So I did kind of enjoy that part because that's actually one of my favorite shows. Ace, love you, my darling. Slow down, because you were talking so fast that I only got parts of your story. Okay, but I do love the liquid courage of the alcohol. You know, when you were talking about the fireplace, nursing that poor squirrel back to life was a perk. They nursed the squirrel back where, you know, years later it was still roaming the streets. So that was really, really, really cute. So I enjoyed all the stories today, but I want to reiterate that I want to hear every bit of it, not parts of it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And
I got you. So I was confused a couple of the times too, because I was like, oh my God, it was right, because I have a lot of questions. It was like, I've got so many questions going on in my head. But as you both said, this is a good exercise for your first time in it. You get the judges' feedback. You've gotten the nerves and the, you know, all the little jitteries out. Now, when you come back, I've been here before. Now I can pace myself. So it doesn't mean that you can never appear back on the show as a guest. Even the winners show up in the finale to battle it out with the rest of the other winners. So I want to say, please reach out to myself or any of the judges if you are more friendly with them, and they'll get you situated in the group chats. Judges, thank you. Is there anything else you guys want to promote? Anything happening this weekend that you guys are involved in? You want anyone to know?
I'm going to be sipping shortly.
She will be a sipping, and she's talking about tea. Because, you know, Britain, they always have a spot of tea.
Very strong tea.
There you go. The best. And Winda has her
We'll
paw
join Miss
crawl.
Murphy.
There we go. That's the tea we need.
Whatever. I only have the cup. It's empty. I promise. It's empty.
Okay.
It's empty.
Mine's about to be, babe. Mine's about to be.
Well, join Winda Stream at 7:15 Eastern Standard Time. I will be there as well. We're going to go around and we're going to try and support and acknowledge a ton of streamers.
Sorry.
Yes.
Sarah E does have her 10 milli party tonight. If anyone is free to come through and show a little bit of love, even if it's just in the comments, she'd appreciate
Right.
it.
And she was also on the show as well. So if anybody, so 7:15 Eastern Standard for Winda, and at 10 o'clock, 10:15 is Sarah E. She's an amazing
Fine.
streamer here.
Sorry, 5 Eastern, 10 UK.
5 Eastern.
Oh,
5
6.
Eastern.
Oh my God, her show's at 5, her party's at 6. I'm sorry. I
All
need
right,
to
so
drink.
We're gonna clarify this. Sarah E's featured show is at 5 o'clock today. So everybody, and don't ask me to pronounce the name because it'll never happen. I can never say it and never will. And then her 10 milli party, it is at 6 p.m. Eastern.
Thank you, Winda. And I'm about to go and sip some rum.
Thank you for sharing. Well, you better be passing it around. You better be doing one of those
Yeah.
passing around. All right, ladies and
Okay.
gentlemen, the judges are going to retire to the judging chamber, the deliberation chamber, and they're going to write me the name of the person who is the winner, because their conversations and back and forwards get quite interesting and heated in here. So if someone can just write me the name of the winner. At this time, I'm going to ask all of the guests, if you're still here, please request the box. We're about to announce the winner. I'm going to announce the winner first. So please say congratulations to that person. And everyone else is going to have a chance to also, if they have to shout out to promote anything they're involved in, we're going to ask that they can do it at that time. So all of the guests, thank you, Vizzy. And Invisible is going live at 4 o'clock right after the show. So after my show ends and I sign off, Invisible is going live for the very first time. For the very first time, Invisible is going to be visible. So if everyone can hit him up with a favorite, and he's going live. So let's make his first stream here on the app completely lit. Going live for the very first time ever in the 20 years he's been on the app. All right, ladies and gentlemen, all of the storytellers, please request the box. Can Shy request the box? Mr. Brad, Mr. Ace March, Lucifer, please request. Middle of my featured show. Perfect. Shocking. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, overall winner agreed. Ladies and gentlemen, can I have some drum rolls in the chat? Also, a big congratulations to our winner for today, Once Upon a Mesh Story. Ladies and gentlemen, Once Upon a Mesh Stories winner for today. Congratulations to Lucy. Lucifer, Lucy. Amazing, amazing. The whole city was behind him indeed. Anything you want to share with us? Anything upcoming? This is your moment, sir.
All right, so we got Fridays at 8 p.m. We building a community and an environment for all artists, poets, singers, musicians, painters. And we also going to be doing a lot of current event and recapping a lot of new projects that come out within the music industry. And that's what we've been working on every Friday at 8 p.m. As well, I got travel-based auction December 6th and Panda's Battle Royal coming up in January. So those are the things we're going to be working on. And then moving on forward, the apps People's Choice and then the apps Battle Royal. So, I got to hope, I'm playing a long game right now. That's what we do.
All right, so he's in a battle royale. So start saving those coins. All your Christmas money goes into that pot. All right. Thank you, Lucifer, and congratulations. I will be adding you to the winners group chat where you will be given the theme for where all the winners are going to battle it out for the ultimate champion for this season. Thank you so
Hey guys,
much.
thank you for having me. Shout out to the judges and all the other contenders. I love you guys, man. Thank you.
Thank you, Lucifer. All right, Brad, take it away, sir. Anything upcoming, your streaming schedule, anything you want to promote, you have upcoming, this is your chance, sir.
I have nothing really going on yet. So like I said, I'm gonna start streaming again today. I took a big break off of the app, so I'm back. Other than me streaming tonight, I'll be at Hoops 100 milli party tonight too, at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Okay, great. Thank you, Brad. And Shy?
Well, thank you for having me. This was my first time being on the show. So next time I will come back and do better. Okay. But yes, there is an amazing event going on January the 6th that I want everybody to plug on their calendar. I want everybody to tap into. Blue Bridge and myself, Shy, we will be hosting a battle royale. It is Show Up, Show Out Royale. That is the name of the royale. It will be on January the 6th. So just tap in, fave me. My Instagram is linked to my bio. So you'll be able to follow all of that information on Instagram. And we both are on Instagram, Blue Bridge and myself. So January the 6th, Show Up, Show Out, Battle Royale, tap in.
A lot of battle royales on the same day. Wow. You guys are not playing around. All right, Ace?
Yeah, so I actually am part of the featured show program now. I have my show that's weekly every Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have been featured approved. It's not featured as of yet, but featured approved. So excited to be a part of the program with all you guys, Mej, and everyone else that's got their shows on here. My show is called Heart Rate with Ace Marsh. It's an exhilarating show where I have guests come in and tell their stories about near-death experiences, wild adrenaline, junkie stuff, and it's a lot of fun. It's just a fun show. It's a talk show. It gets it really interactive with the chat. So yeah, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Heart Rate with Ace, and then every Saturday, including tonight, we have live DJs, 2 live DJs every Saturday, back to back. It runs from 8 p.m. till midnight or later, and it is the Good Vibe Tribes, which is my family on the app, is our featured fave party. So we are promoted by POF for this party every weekend, and it is a lot of fun. Come get your faves up. It's a fave for fave. We recommend coming up, having some drinks, getting your smoke on, whatever the heck that you do on here that makes you excited and fun. Please keep it legal in Canada. Those are legal things. So
You had me until you said that because I was going to maybe do a little twerk routine, but
things are legal.
just
I'm Canadian.
lost
so,
me
you know.
and twerk.
But come box up, hang out in the chat, have some fun. The DJs are pretty exhilarating. They're a lot of fun. So those are my things. I do have a actually Top Badge Winda is featuring our family on her show on Monday on Chopping Block. So there's a Good Vibe Tribe edition of her show. So 6 of my people will be on the show. I will not be because I am an admin for another featured show during the same time. They're going to be representing us. Other than that, guys, I'm heavily involved on the app. If you ever want to come talk to me about being on your shows or anything like that, I'm always welcome to spread the love. I have a family of 65 people currently. So if you ever need people for your shows, let me know. We can get some of them on there. A lot of them are newcomers, and a lot of them are people that you would recognize.
I'll definitely be messaging you.
Yes. Thank you for having me, Mej. I hope you have the best birthday. And I'm excited to see y'all pull up tonight for the fave party. We're going to get lit.
Great. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And all 3 of you are welcome, of course, to be in any one of the upcoming shows that I have. I'll reach out to any one of you if you'd like to be a part of the show. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you to everyone. The Gold Queen, Top Bad Smurfy, and she's finally able to get her